There's one you thought you wouldn't see. Tedium Unlimited, back again. Why? Well, if you're like me, you're on a sort of voluntary social distancing experiment and you're at home. I mean, I'm at home anyway, but my wife is at home because her school is, all the schools in our state have been closed. Now extended another 2 weeks into April. My wife will be teaching remotely, and they're still kind of working on how the heck they're going to do that, shifting on a dime. My kids are at home. Their school's also closed. Restaurants are not allowed to serve food in dining rooms. Gyms are closed. Theaters are closed. Bars are closed. It's, we're not ill. Therefore, we're not quarantined per se, but we're on, voluntary social distancing. And I have a cough. That one right there. Which is probably allergies, but I can tell you about that too. Last week was the first week. I mean, the week before they were all on spring break, so we were all home anyway. And then the week after that, which was this past week, is the first week when they have been technically off school. And during the course of this week is when all the orders have come through, shutting down all the restaurants and things. And of course, like everywhere, there's toilet paper shortages, but fortunately, we actually are pretty well stocked. And before this started, and we're also, we have been building up our grocery pile a little bit so we don't have to go out as often. But and it has been on and off raining and or beautiful like it was yesterday. So you can still get out and go for a walk as long as you're not congregating in people. Things that have happened since the last time I've been on, my knee got screwed up again. My left knee got screwed up again. And just as it was getting better, I appear to have bruised the heel on my other foot. That was about 3 weeks ago. And it's getting better, but the problem is that if I walk, I have to keep my heel up. So I'm not doing my daily lunch walks. Wasn't doing them anyway, and walking weirdly like that was stressing that knee again, and so that was making the knee worse. And if I favor the knee, then it puts more weight on the heel, and it hasn't been good. So that's adding to the stir crazy because I'm not getting an hour or two of walking every day out and about. Which was, great solitary time, and I could listen to podcasts, and I could listen to audiobooks and whatnot. So here you go. I started this again, one, kind of to document it, but two, because maybe you need something to do, and listening to me is moved up down the line. Wow, I want to phrase that, but just human contact. It's human contact. I personally don't care, but humans. But it's a thing. So hello again. This will probably be a long one. We're gonna go do stuff. Well, it's been a while, hasn't it? Well, we're all trapped here in our C-19 quarantine stay-at-home orders. You're allowed to go outside for exercise, and in Arizona, essential things like getting your hair done or your nails done or going to a pawn shop or going golfing, because our governor is a pile of shit. And he only gives a crap about businesses and does not care about the citizens of the state, especially since he's not up for re-election and won't ever be again. So he's got to do what he can for his corporate overlords. Anyway, it's particularly maddening because it is just absolutely stunningly gorgeous at this time of year. Although I think it was 29 Celsius today. It's evening now, and while we're shooting some videos for Juan for her class, because the schools are all out here, as wherever you are, probably they are out there too. But they are doing distance learning, online learning, and of course, they went to online learning with a week's preparation. Nah, let's kid ourselves. A day's no preparation. So they're still thrashing that out, trying to figure out how to deliver lessons, what to do. I know the kids at her school, the kids at my school, basically they've said, whatever grade you had coming into this is the grade you're going to get at the end of the year. But you have the opportunity to improve it. So not much motivation for the kids to work at it if they got good grades. Only James has a B, and that's in digital photography. So he can I think he can take care of that. And even if he doesn't, it's digital photography. Anyway, I've been thinking about getting a chair and putting it out here in the front. Not this chair, but I've been thinking about putting this chair out front because what I want's a lounge chair, where I can lie back and just enjoy under the tree here and the shade and the beauty. And the problem is that this time of year in Phoenix, and it's been very windy, which is lovely. It's nice breeze and everything, but it's blowing the pollen all over hell and back. And there have been days when I go outside and I'm outside for 5 minutes and I'm going to cough for the rest of the day. And you know what that means. In COVID-19 terms, you've got a cough, you're going to die. And I'm making the jokey face, but the fact is, I'm 50-something years old. And 55 years old, and I am in a higher risk group. And I have always, when I get a cold, or the rare times I've ever had the flu, the cough just hangs on. So I'm actually concerned for my life to some degree. So I'm taking this quite seriously. My wife's really the only one going out. You heard she's going to go fast food and hit something at the drive-thru and pick it up and bring it back. It goes through a decontamination process. When we get it here, dump the bags out, throw them away, clean counter area. One person with clean hands, well, two people with clean hands, but one's considered dirty because they're touching the contaminated materials, opens it up, the other person removes it from the packaging, places it on sterile packaging in the house, then we throw all the stuff, more hand washing. It's a hilarious routine, and but we do it. We're trying to support local small restaurants, and I know that sounds local. It's not. It's got nothing to do with that. It has to do with them wanting to keep them in business in our area. there's like Zuki's Pita. I think back when I was doing these regularly, I was pointing out Zuki's Pita hadn't opened, and it finally opened up late last year. And they're really nice people, and it's good food. And I was always a little worried about the amount of business they're doing. They said they're doing okay. Spotless place, brilliantly clean, nice people, good food. And now restaurants aren't allowed to dine in. It's takeout only. So that's an example. My 3 pizza places in the neighborhood. Those guys, that's the second or third time they've been around the neighborhood since I've been out here. Pizza places, local, are not chains. They're local, and the Mexican food restaurants that I go to regularly, which were my normal lunch runs. So we're trying to do 3 a week, just once. Eat a maximum of 1 meal out, as in somebody goes and fetches it, not me, chew on, per week. And we try to do, or per day, 1 per day, and then we try to do 3 of the local. We're going to do Jack in the Box tonight because they got some new popcorn chicken, and James really wants to try it. And so, fine, even those businesses, if they go out, they may not reopen locations in our neighborhood. So that's basically it. Yeah, I didn't really have anything to say. We were just out here doing the video, and any opportunity to bitch about our governor. Just an addendum. I realized as I put that out, yes, I have changed positions. I realized after I said that it didn't make any sense. So let me go back just to clarify one thing. I go out, I start coughing because of the pollen. That cough right there. And then I'm at home and I'm in the house and I'm coughing, and it's a dry cough, and whereas my brain knows that it's allergies, the fear center in the brain is a funny thing. That little bit over there in the lizard brain is like, no, it's C19. How would you know? You can't get a test kit. It's impossible, because you have to literally be on a fucking ventilator before they're going to put you on a test. So, yeah, that's what I meant by that. It wasn't that I think I'm out catching it. It's that my brain worries. It worries, and then you don't sleep as well, and you don't like it. Don't like it at all. During our at-home time, we used the opportunity to finally put together the Tower Bridge 3D puzzle that we got as a present on our trip to Taiwan last summer. Out for an evening walk. It hit 100 Fahrenheit today. It's been 7 weeks and 1 day since our family started voluntary seclusion. So it's been a long time. What is that, 50 days? Yeah, 50 days. And it's getting nasty out during the day. Anyway, I just had to get out for a walk, but
Not a lot of fun. But I gotta keep up the exercise. I'm beginning to gain weight. Sitting around all day inside. Nothing to do but eat and watch TV, and I'm sick of watching TV. Unfortunately, I'm not sick of eating. And therein lies the problem. Home improvement project today. Of course, we ordered it when the pool was a lot cooler. Solar blanket. Sits on top of the pool, draws heat, warms the water, minimizes evaporation. Only problem is, of course, you can't be in the pool when it's on there. We just cut it to shape, more or less, and probably has a little more trimming to do before it's all over. But yeah, all right. It has just been on here since this morning at about 8 or 9 o'clock when we laid it out, and you put your hand in and you can feel a huge difference in the water in the first 3 or 4 inches of the pool, and then it gets back down to cold. But when the circulation gets going, that should be solved. When I think of it, I should see what happens when you turn the pump on when it's on there. We might have to raise the pool level a bit more. Okay, so we're going to be trying to help the eels at an aquarium in Japan by talking to them via FaceTime. I think their names, they're Chin, so probably Chin-kun. Gambatte. But not shouting, no shouting. So we've got FaceTime set up over here, and we're going to bring the family over and try to make a call.
Eels, let's go.
Come on, Michelle. It's all ready to go. You just hit return and...
Return?
Yeah, and I think it'll call. It'll try to call. You may have to press the call button. Video. Obviously, they want to see your face. That's the whole point. They want to see faces.
It's calling.
This is the greatest practical joke in the history of the internet.
Everybody is calling and they are not answering.
Alas, we were unable to connect with the eels, and so we never got to say Gambatte. I don't know, but they set time limits. It's 10 a.m. here.
10:42. No.
FaceTime unavailable.
So, as I indicated earlier, we got a pool cover, solar pool cover, which is basically one big blue bubble wrap. And we've gone swimming in it now once since we put the wrap on there. Just stop doing that, shooting lasers in my eyes. So, what I'm doing here is, it's really weird. So, of course, the heat comes down on the cover, the sun, and it just heats right through. So the top layer of water gets quite, I wouldn't go so far as to say hot, but really warm bath water. You wouldn't put your foot in and jump out and go, but you would definitely put your foot in and go, oh, that's a hot bath. But then you go down about 3 inches and the water is just as cold as it was before. Of course, if you swim around, it gets mixed, and every night when the pump runs, it circulates and it evens out again. So you're starting over again each morning, but each day you're imparting a little bit more hot water. So anyway, we haven't done it today, and I am just going to come out here and I'm going to pull the cover back, and I'm use the heat gun because I'm curious. The pool temperature before I put the thing down during the day was about 28.5 degrees Celsius. So we're gonna see what it is. Gonna do this over on this end because this gets maximum sunlight. First, just for fun, I'm gonna... Actually, that water is hot. Let's peel that. Good. 50.9 degrees Celsius. Wow. Now let's stir it up a little bit. $36 degrees. Huge drop. Yeah. Cover itself is 51 degrees. 51 degrees. That is some nice temperature water.
Stay. Okay. Yeah, you can eat. It's fine. Okay. Yes, it's time. It's past your food time. If you don't eat it, your brother will finish your food.
Okay. Because there is no excitement in lockdown, we have swimming. And it's golden hour. What more can you want? I'm not taking the camera swimming. I'm just coming out here to show you how enticing the pool is. It is 32 degrees Celsius, quite cool. It's been 44, 45 the last few days. Of course, it's evening now, so it would be cooling down anyway. But yeah. And then we got the pool over here, which has got the cover on it right now. And we're going to take the cover off, and then we're going to go swimming. We had it on because the temperatures dropped because of storms. And so this is our re-unveiling of the pool day. Go under it.